What's up? What's up, great people? How are you doing? I really hope that our good God has kept you, and that you are grateful to Him for something, because we should always thank God. When we're going through trials, we're supposed to be grateful. When our life are going through swiftly, we're supposed to be grateful. Nothing should stop us from not being grateful to God. I want to take this opportunity and welcome you to another episode of Rescue Eve, and I am your host, Mary Karoga. If you are new here, feel at home, and if you are coming back, thank you. And if you haven't subscribed, kindly do subscribe. We are on our road to 200. Thank you so much, guys, for your support. Thank you, thank you, thank you. So today we are going to talk about fear. Fear. Fear is an enemy. Fear is what that stops us completely. Fear will stop you from being good. Fear will stop you from not starting anything. And I have thought, every time I think about fear, I see it as the greatest enemy that a person can have. And in the life of a believer, we're not supposed to have fear, we're not supposed to have doubts, we're not supposed to have unbelief, and we're only supposed to have faith. And which is true, by the way. We're supposed to have faith because we believe in a God who is able to do exceedingly and abundantly. He's the God that can shake mountain. He's the God that makes a way. Because we find ourselves uh being afraid, and this fear is sponsored by things that we go through that are above us, or things that we were not expecting. That is what makes us so afraid. It's not the normal things that you go through in life, it's something that you are not expecting, by the way, that can ever happen to you. And when we are in that situation, it's hard for us to go back to God, it's hard to run to God and pray and help him to deliver us. Yet we start looking for our way out, and we know it, that we cannot think on our own understanding, and we cannot even figure something that will make us out. It's maybe something that will work for a moment and still and lead us to more pain, or even make the situation worse. Today I'm going to talk about two people in the Bible, people that we know that have had great encounters with God, but yet they were afraid, yet they did not pray to God, yet they tried to look for their own situation. They ran away and they did hide and they didn't pray about their situation. The first person is David. David, we know him as a person who loved God, a person who has killed lions, who have killed bears, who have, even killed Goliath, the person who everybody else was afraid of. And he had this belief in God. He asked the Israelites that, who is this uncircumcised Philistine that you are all afraid of? Because to him, he was nothing. He was just, a by the way thing. But after he killed David, Saul wanted to kill him, and he started to sort his life so that he may kill him. And we see David running away. And on his journey, he goes and finds a priest. He asks for bread, and he's not praying, and he asks for a sword. He's been given a sword. And the priest, I think that I normally feel that God did place those words from the heart of the priest for him to trigger something in the brain, um in the head of David, because the priest did not know what was happening. But he told him that I only have one sword, the sword that the sword of Goliath, the one that you killed. The statement itself was supposed to send a message to David, but David did not. That message did not change him, because for him his heart was trembling, for him he was afraid, and for him he was just thinking of how he's going to figure out this on his own. And now the mighty God of Israel was not working at that particular moment. He did not maybe think, the situations that you tell God, just stay aside, let me handle this one. And then you find that, him staying aside, it's even making the situation worse. So David, at that particular moment, he had told God, stay aside, I can figure out this one. So David goes, and he reached on the gate of the Philistines. When he was there, the Philistines saw him, and they said, is this not David, the king of the land of Israel? Because now he had killed Goliath, and women were singing for him. Hi. We know ourselves. He was singing, women can make you hate yourself and they can make you love yourself even more. So they were killing to David the sweet songs, and they were singing those songs and they knew the soul will hear. So on his way, when he realized that they have recognized him, he started acting like a mad person. Why, David? Scratching the gates, imagine. He was scratching the gates and making his saliva fall into his beards. I was not expecting that from David, guys. I was not expecting that from a person who have killed lions, killed bears, and wait a minute, a giant that everybody else was unable to kill. I was not expecting that. And he goes on, David, my guy. So he hasn't inquired from the Lord. He hasn't asked him, how am I supposed to do this? Am I supposed to run away? Am I supposed to go and present myself to Saul? What am I supposed to do in this case? But later, I guess in verse 23 of First Samuel, yes, 23 of First Samuel, we see him inquiring from the Lord for the first time. After he sees there's the Philistines attacking a certain city called Keilah, if I'm not wrong, and he inquires of the Lord and asks God, should I go and save that city? And God tells him, yes. After he has first fought the Philistine. Two men learned from Saul, learned that David was there, and they ran to go and tell Saul. And David knows that these men have seen him. He goes and asks God, hey, will Saul know that I'm here? And God tells him, yeah, he will know that he will know that you are here. And he asks him, will these people I'm saving hand me over to Saul? And God tells him, yeah, they will hand you over. And David runs away. I see the need of going to God, even in these small things that we think that they don't matter. In everything you do as a believer, you are supposed to ask God, what am I going to do? Because how do you do that? How do you ask God if you go save a city? Yes, you're not asking him about this situation. What do you want, God? How should I do? How should I go about this one? How should I handle it? Not that he didn't have faith with God, not that he did not understand that God would save him from Saul, because if he knew that God is not able and God is not with him, he could not have asked God if he go and save the city. Not that he didn't have faith in God, he did have faith in God. That's why he will still go ask God if he will go and fight for that city. Yet his problem was, and then he had a good heart also. What if he prayed? What if he went to God and told him, Saul is sorting my life. What am I supposed to do about that? The second person we see is Elijah. Elijah is a person who has encountered God in a very mighty way. And we know that he has encountered God in a very mighty way. He stopped the rain for 3.5 years, and it didn't rain. He is that man. But we see him having an encounter with God with the prophet of Baals, where they set altars and said that where the God who will bring fire to the sacrifice is the God to be worshipped. He had a beautiful and an awesome encounter with God. He saw God with his own eyes. He was not told about God. He did not hear about him. He saw him. He saw him bringing fire from heaven to earth. But then he killed by the prophet. But guess what, guys? On his way home, he finds a messenger sent by Jezebel. And he tells him, let me tell you, guys, you see what you have done to the prophet of Baal? A time like this tomorrow is exactly what I'm going to do for your life. Okay? Oh my God. Elijah decides, run for your life. Run. He decides, I cannot wait for me to be killed by the way. I cannot. I'm going to run. I'm going to run. So he runs away and he leaves even his servants behind. But on his way, we see still God being faithful to him, sending an angel to give him food. Because God is not like us. He's waiting for us. He's waiting for Elijah to pray according to his will. For him, he's going before God with murmuring and running away. But God asks him, Elijah, what are you doing here? What? You know, some things you can hear from God, they can make you wonder, like, you're not serious. For real, you're not serious. And on the other hand, God is saying, like, you're not serious. It's like you don't know me. Imagine God asking you. He knows that this person will kill you, it's not a joke. And then he's asking you, what are you doing here? Like, the whole journey, the whole journey of him even being given food by angels, God knows it. But he's asking him, Elijah, what are you doing here? Go back, anoint Elisha. And then, by the way, you're not the only prophet. I God. I ah, you're not. You're not the only prophet. I have preserved mine. They have not kissed or bowed to the gods of Baal. So go back. God is still feeding him. He's talking to him. What if even before he went all that way, he just inquired from of the Lord and asked him, God, will this person kill me? Because if you can pray to a God to bring fire from heaven, and this God brings fire, if you can pray to a God that and say that there will be no rain, and there will be no rain for 3 years and a half, you think he can't spare your life? You think he can't kill all those prophets even without a soul? He just take away his life from their life. You know, fear is sponsored. Fear comes when we limit God. When we think that, hey, this situation, this one, God, you can't. This situation, God, you can't. And that is the moment we fail. We go around circles. He went for 40 days, Elijah, around circles, around. Yet, he could have gone to God and asked him, God, in this situation, what am I supposed to do? Actually, where should I go? Should I hide? Should I? God tells him yes or no. May we not allow fear stop us from seeing God as He is. Because fear is what makes us not see God as He is. It will make us minimize God. And as I said, this is when you have a situation that you feel is above you. It's above you, but it's not above God. You cannot be able to change it, but God can. He has an answer to it. Go to him instead of being afraid, instead of looking for solutions. Go to him and tell him, Papa, I come. I'm so afraid because they have never went through such a scary journey. And I know there's nothing that can happen to a believer that you don't know. So you are aware that I'm going through this. You are aware. And as you are aware, I know that you are able. And I know that you are able. I know it. I know that there's nothing that you cannot do. I know it. And I know deep down in your heart, you have had encounters with God. There are situations you would sit and say, truly, truly, indeed, this was the hand of God. This was not God. If you have encountered God, why do you think that this situation is so hard for Him to handle? It's not difficult for Him to handle. Just trust on Him and wait on Him. And you will see Him change it. You will see Him turn it around. Okay? So do not be afraid. Do not feel like this is a big mountain. It's a big mountain to you, but not to God. Remember, He's the same God who made the earth, and He's the same God who made the same water that He made. He made it to become a way. He's the same God that made Jordan to start going backwards. He's the same God that made mountains to jump up and down. He's the same God. He has not changed. Is it a mountain? He can crush it. Is it a river? You feel like now I'm the end. I cannot move forward. Just know that he can make a way. He's the way maker. Is it by providing? Just know he does not work the way we work. He does not think the way we think. You may think that he's going to send so and so to give you the money, and he makes manna to fall from heaven to down. He does not. He does not work the way. Like, let's just leave it as he does not work the way we think we work. And he knows that you're going through that situation. So do not be afraid. Hold on him. Believe in him, and he's going to do mega, mega, mega things. Sometimes you talk about city, about things, and you're like, that message was mine. Because that's exactly what I feel at this particular moment. That even as I talk to you, you guys, that one was also mine. Mine, mine, mine. And when you speak is when you also listen to yourself and you're like, oh my God, I was supposed to hear this one too. So thank you so much for watching. Thank you, thank you, thank you so much. Kindly share, comment, and also subscribe. Guys, and our good God will bless us as we build up our faith until we become the kind of people that God wants us to be, and we see Him as He wants us to see Him. It is at the end of the day, it is His will, not ours. Total surrenderance. His will, not ours. So see you guys till we meet. Till next time. Bye bye.